Hello, everybody on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans around the world. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts for Super Bowl 54. Check it out. First off, let me say congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs, who won their first Super Bowl in 50 years. So I'm sure Lamar Hunt is looking up in the heavens in the Chiefs' kingdom and being very proud of his own organization. So I want to say congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs on that. That was a great comeback, which is a record. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs have done something not even my Patriots have never done before, which is have 3 double-digit comebacks in the playoff game. So it's one of the most remarkable playoff runs I've ever seen. No doubt about that. With the Texans coming up with a 24-point comeback, they were down 24-0 and won the game. And of course, if Kansas City, it was like, I believe it's 17-7, and they came back and won the game. Yeah, simple as that. And of course, from last night, they were the same thing. They were down. The Kansas City was down 20-10, and they came back and beat the 49ers in Super Bowl 54. So, which no doubt about that. That's like, was like, wow, not even think. But anyways. Also, there was a few things. Patrick Mahomes getting the MVP award, no doubt about that. And at 24 years old. So he has which is, I believe I'm not mistaken though. This is Patrick Mahomes. I think he's now is the youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Passing Tom Brady at that one, which Tom Brady did it when he won his first Super Bowl at age 24, when he 24 years old in 6 months. So, and I think Patrick Mahomes did it is the age 24 and won it in 5 months. So it's like, it's pretty interesting. A little fact on that one. So, not only that though, but no doubt about it though, he definitely really did what he needed to do to win the game. There's no doubt about that. But if I had to make a case for Kansas City, Damian Williams should have got the MVP too. Who could have made a strong case to win the MVP. Who scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and which kind of tied the Super Bowl record at that point for 2 touchdowns. First, he gave the Chiefs a 24-0 lead, and the first advantage since the first quarter. So, which is pretty interesting on that one. So, which is definitely no doubt about that. Also, another record, I believe, there have never been punt returns for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. But oddly enough, last night though, Super Bowl record 0 punt return yards. The fact it's happened like 10 other times, I believe. So it's like, kind of interesting on that one. So that's pretty interesting on that. So no doubt about that. Is pretty much no doubt. So, and Patrick Mahomes led the passing with 286 yards. And like I mentioned, Damian Williams had 104 yards. And Tyreek Hill in receiving yards had 105. So it's pretty cool on that one. Interesting on that, oddly on that one. But it's not Patrick Mahomes' best game he played. But it's definitely one of the most gutsiest plays he played. No doubt about it. And congratulations to Andy Reid. No doubt about it. Yeah. Andy Reid finally got the monkey off his back, who had a lot of tough years in Philadelphia. Then he gets fired in Philadelphia. Then he gets into the Super Bowl. Finally, in his sixth season in Kansas City, he ends up winning one. So good win for Andy Reid too, who finally is not on the list of not on the list of best coaches never won a championship anymore, so he's not on that list. So I finally got that off his back. But there's a new Andy Reid in that, which I'll get to that one in a minute. So, anyways, I think for Kansas City's case, so their defense finally stepped up when they needed to. Chris Jones, if it wasn't for Chris Jones, I mean, he too, he could have had an MVP candidate too, if I'm not mistaken. We had 3 block attempts blocked by Jimmy Garoppolo. And not only that, though, that could have, if it wasn't for those blocks, that Kansas City would not be Super Bowl champions right now. So there's another interesting fact on that one. So it's definitely no doubt on that. But on the other hand, though, for Kansas City, though, their defense, not only that, they definitely stepped up when they needed to. They needed to. They haven't been doing that all year. Kansas City's defense was not really the best all year. All season long, they were a little slacking on that. But give credit what its credit's due. The defense definitely stepped up when they needed to. But one other guy I want to give credit to, not just Andy Reid, but defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, if I know how to say it correctly. But anyways, reason why I say about him, because he was he's a defensive coordinator at Kansas City. He's got his 3rd Super Bowl ring as a defensive coordinator, 2 under Tom Coughlin with the Giants, and of course now with Andy Reid. So, and there's no doubt about he has a good future as a head coach in the NFL. And there's no doubt about it. He's a great defensive mind. You know, who knows how to handle his defenses really well. Who did it with the struggling defense too all year, and he finally stepped up when he needed to. Kind of similar with the New York Giants too. So it's kind of similar to that, which is kind of really interesting fact on that. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. But give credit to Steve Spagnuolo, who's a defensive coordinator who definitely stepped up when they needed to. There's no doubt. So, and not only that, there's no doubt the Chiefs, no doubt, really wanted this. And it goes to show you too that no lead. If you have a lead in a football game against Patrick Mahomes, no lead is safe. There's no doubt about that. He will get it done. So there's no doubt. But yeah, but Kansas City, now they're not part of the snake-bitten franchise anymore. They finally got a Super Bowl out of that. So yes, they were a snake-bitten franchise for a very long time. They never won in 50 years. So they're not on the snake-bitten franchise list anymore. So I'm really happy for the Chiefs on that part in the Chiefs Kingdom. There's definitely no considering about that. But there's no doubt in my mind that Kansas City earned that victory. They really did. Especially for Damian Williams, who had back-to-back scores, which is really interesting. So this is really, really good, you know. But, you know, it's going to be a very interesting offseason for Kansas City. Now they get to lay back, chill, see what they can do to defend their title when back-to-back. Could go back-to-back. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. As I predicted, early in the year, my very first Super Bowl, NFL video of the year, which is in August or September during training camp, I did my early NFL picks. I said Kansas City was going to win the Super Bowl, but I thought it was against the New Orleans Saints. If you want to go back to that, yeah, I really said that. I picked it. It was my pick. That was the pick to win the Super Bowl, and I was right. So props on that, and there's no doubt. So yeah, so it's no doubt that it was Patrick Mahomes' time. He looked like he really wanted it. Erasing 3 double-digit comebacks. I mean, you can't top that. That's kind of like the most amazing story. And don't get me wrong though. Travis Kelce too. I mean, Travis Kelce had a great game too. It's no doubt. You know, he's facing like a 3rd and 15 in their own 35, and they caught him out there. But no, I'm sorry, that was Tyreek Hill. My fault. So, anyways, but no doubt about it. I mean, it looked that was an offensive championship. It goes to show you. And not only that, defense wins championships too. I have no complaints about that. So, yeah. So yeah, I'm very happy for the Chiefs. They definitely earned this. You know, it's kind of like, did they win it or the 49ers blow it? Which it's kind of both ways. Which I'm gonna do that. And in fact, I will give you my thoughts about the 49ers right now. Okay, now for my thoughts for the San Francisco 49ers. I gotta say this. Jimmy Garoppolo, not a bad quarterback, but I feel bad for you. I mean, you had a good game. I mean, I'm not going to say anything bad about you. I mean, your average was, I'll give you a C on that. I'll give you an average on that. Because the 49ers lost not because of you. It wasn't your fault. So, if you're watching this, I kind of doubt that, but you never know. But it is, the way I look at it for San Francisco, I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. All I can tell you this, Kyle Shanahan. Look, you did well with your father. There's no question about that, Kyle. But my God, why? Oh my God. This is the second Super Bowl that you blew. Second one. You were the offensive coordinator for Super Bowl 51. And you blew a 25-point lead against my Patriots. And now This Super Bowl, you were down by 10, and you blew a 21-point deficit. Well, you gave up 21 points, but you blew up a 10-point lead on that one. And I'll combine those two Super Bowls, 46 points. 46 points. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? There's no doubt the loss is on you. It's loss on Kyle Shanahan. No doubt about it. I gotta say this. He is the Tony Romo of the NFL head coaching. No doubt about it. And I'll tell you this, though. For Super Bowl 51, you caused Dan Quinn a reputation. You really did. It's mostly on you, Kyle Shanahan. You! It's all your fault. You played conservative. You relied on the running game. You did not trust Jimmy Garoppolo's arm, which you should have done that. You did the running game too well. Look what happened. I understand it's working for you guys, for the 49ers, but you gotta throw the ball. You gotta throw the ball. I don't care who you are. You gotta throw the ball. You gotta throw it. Running is not really gonna help you win games most of the time. It's not gonna happen. But you know what? You cost your reputation for him. There's no question about that. It's good. You were offensive coordinator of Atlanta, and you got a assistant coach of the year, which is really good, But now you cross your own reputation, which is pretty bad yourself. Pretty bad. Look, I'm not saying you're a bad coach. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're a good coach. I mean, ugh, man, oh man. But really, you got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. I mean, blowing another deficit in a Super Bowl. I mean, you cost a coach's reputation, which is Dan Quinn, and yourself. There's no question about that. You blew the game. You were winning the whole game, and you played conservative the last 6 minutes. There's no question you did that. Last 6 minutes of the game, you just play conservative, which is not really good. That's not how you play the game. You got to play with a little gutsy performance, which Andy Reid did that. He had a couple of gutsy performance in the first quarter and went on 4th and 1. 2 of them, they probably would have won the game for that. But anyways. What I'm saying is, it's no doubt that the 49ers blew this game. They really did. You were leading the game the whole game, and you blew it. You really did. Which you should have run the ball. You should have been played really well, which you didn't do that. It was just like, well, I'm like, when I'm looking at the game, you keep running the ball. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you shouldn't be running the ball on 3rd down in the 4th quarter. You don't want to give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes. And look what happened. It looked exactly what happened. It cost you the game. It really did. I just couldn't believe what I saw. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? You have great tight ends. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about anyone else you got in there. I mean, my God. Really? Really you got George Kittle, who's a really good tight end. You got a great tight end in George Kittle. I mean, you got great wide receivers like Kendrick Bourne and Richie James. I mean, I don't see the difference, I mean, they're not really bad receivers. Just use them. And you got Emmanuel Sanders too, who had a great game. Who could have been, been a Pro Bowler, who could have been anyway. I guess not really, but, But, I was looking at myself what are you doing? I was kind of confused. And don't forget, don't forget, you had a great defense in Nick Bosa. They could have done something about it. And you got Richard Sherman on the side. Could have called a really good defensive battle. He could have done deep long. Go deep threats on defense on that almost well. But you didn't do that. I was like, oh my God, Kyle Shanahan's blowing it again. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have no words to say about Kyle Shanahan. I have none. The way I see it for Kyle Shanahan, he's going to be like his dad at the end of his run in Denver. There's no question about that. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Mike Shanahan. I mean, he was a great great coach. I mean, he had a great, at least his father didn't do what his son did. He didn't play conservative when he won back-to-back Super Bowls with John Elway. I mean, he didn't ruin that. But geez, man, I mean, but with Mike Shanahan at the end of his run in Denver, it's kind of like what he did, and what he did with the Denver Broncos as well as a with the Redskins too. I mean, there was no doubt about that. I'm like, oh my God, and then I'm like, I just couldn't believe it. I just really, I couldn't do it. I just like, wow. It's just that's how I feel about the 49ers. They blew it because of Kyle Shanahan, who blew another deficit. It wasn't really the players on this one. I mean, right? If I were the 49ers, fire Kyle Shanahan. I don't really care. I don't care what you say. I get he made it to the Super Bowl, but Kyle Shanahan, the way what he did, no, that's not going to work. I don't really care. You don't blow a lead like that, and you're gone. It's cost you your Atlanta Falcons position, too, an offensive coordinator. I mean, you were gone just like that. And I'm like, look, I mean, and besides, I mean, I know you got a head coaching position right away. So I'm like, but still, I don't really care what you did. I really don't. Hey, but I'll give props what it's due. You placed a bad team in Chip Kelly, though. I mean, it was just really bad. I don't really care. I really don't. And of course, there was a lot of things going on. Defensively, they didn't show up when they needed to at the end of the game. And I get Nick Bosa, really good, no doubt. Really get that. But oh my God. You gave up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That's not going to get it done for you. I really don't. But, but a guy named, Kendrick Bourne, who had a good game, and nobody ever heard him before, He had a receiving yards of 42, and which is really low. I mean, you should have trusted your receiving core more. Ugh. But oh my God, I mean, I give, and not because of that, I give Jimmy Garoppolo a C on his reputation because of it, and I give Patrick Mahomes a B- because he didn't play his best game. I mean, I give props for those ratings on that. But the 49ers, I gave them like a D. I gave them a D on how they performed. They should have said, look, we got the lead. Let's take advantage of it. They didn't do it. But, oh my God. But, you should have gave the ball to George Kittle more, and you probably would have won the game. You probably would have. Great defense. No, I mean, that's going to be a great defense on a long run. I mean, no doubt about it. But it's all because what Kyle Shanahan do. I mean, I give credit to I would put General Manager of the Year, John Lynch, in there when he did a really hell of a job. Well, heck of a job, excuse me. But, and putting that team together and getting their first year in the Super Bowl together, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I give John Lynch credit for that. I really do. I mean, and no doubt about it. Maybe I would put him as Executive of the Year. I mean, no doubt about it. I would do that, which I think he did that if he won Executive of the Year, the NFL honors, I think. But, but he did. I give credit for that, And don't forget, don't get me wrong, John Lynch is a future Hall of Famer. I mean, no doubt about it. But, my God. I don't really care. I really don't care what you say about Kyle Shanahan. He has to go. You cannot give up like a 10-point or double-digit lead and blow it. That's not going to work. I mean, he's done that twice right now. Twice! But in a Super Bowl, I'm sorry. I don't really care who you are. And if he does this again by next year, or doesn't make it to the playoffs next year, he's got to go. I really don't care what you say about Kyle Shanahan. I really don't. Unless he wins a Super Bowl next year, or at least doesn't blow a 10-point lead, or if he doesn't lose the whole game. If he starts losing the whole game and then gets blown out, I don't really care. I really don't care. I'll give him one more year. But next year, by next season, if he doesn't perform what he did, doesn't win a Super Bowl, or doesn't make the playoffs next year, he's got to go. That is really bad, really pathetic. His reputation, he's done that twice now. I don't care what you guys say about this. He's got to go. He has to move on. The 49ers need to let him go. Get a coach that could definitely prop this team up, and get a coach that can rely on Jimmy Garoppolo. If they're not going to let him do that, if Kyle Shannon's not going to do it, they 49ers need to let him go. They need to let him go. That's how bad the 49ers did in that Super Bowl. Because Kyle Shanahan did not trust Jimmy Garoppolo. And that is a huge problem. If you don't trust your quarterback, what's the point of you being a head coach? You need to trust your quarterback. And if you don't trust your quarterback, you don't deserve to win anything. You don't deserve anything. I really don't care. That's how I feel about it. It's mostly if you trust your players, fine. But if you don't trust any of your, not just the quarterback, but any of your players, you have to go. You have to go. I really don't care. That's all I have to say about it. That's all I have to say. Okay. Now that I got what I had to say about that Super Bowl, now that the offseason's here about it, the NFL Combine's in 3 weeks and then late in the month, so see how they do about that. And of course, what am I going to do in the offseason? Am I going to make more videos and things like that? I'm like, yeah, definitely. I mean, I have a couple in mind though. I mean, I was talking to my good buddy on the NFL YouTube prognosticator page, Justin's Bridgewater's Finest on YouTube. Check him out too, by the way, and blockbuzzer_guy on Twitter. So anyways, we talked about doing an NHL crossover sometime, maybe during the playoffs or something, maybe during the season. Depends on our work schedule. I don't know. But, we're going to probably do something about that. I'm going to do a couple of, maybe an NBA video too, here and there. So I might do something about that. I might do a March Madness Prediction League, Pick'em League too. So I might going to do something on that. So go ahead. I can probably proc that one up. So when that time comes on that. So no doubt about that. I'm definitely going to do a couple of things like that. So in my mind right now. So anyways, that's going to be a couple of things I'm thinking about, on that. So sure. Yeah, I know. I love hockey and basketball too. So don't get me wrong. Somebody asked me the other day if I was going to do, not on YouTube, but somebody outside of you, like friends, anything like that. And they asked if I was going to do baseball videos. But my only thing about baseball though, it's so long and boring and it just kind of, I can't watch a whole game of it. It's just like, it's really tough. I mean, I would watch it, but, it's too long. It's too long. And they go commercial, top of the inning commercial, bottom of the inning commercial. It's just too much. I mean, if they do, 3 innings of commercial, fine. But, oh, my God. I mean, it's too much for me. It really doesn't. I get, when it's all broad, but still, it's too many commercials. I just can't do that. It's really hard to do that. I mean, I like going to the games, no doubt about it. I live in the greater Boston area. I love going to Fenway Park, but it's just too much. It's too much going around with that. So, anyway, so yeah, I have a couple of things in mind during the off season for football while we wait for another year. So if you got football or basketball, tune in for that. I will probably. I don't know how I'm gonna make any announcements and things like that. So, anyways, so that's a couple of things in mind I'm gonna do. So, anyways, if you that's all I got for now. So, if I am going to tune in, I'll upload it and go from there. So that's what I'm going to do. But until then, I'll see you guys all soon. And enjoy it. If you guys like football, I don't really like other basketball and hockey things or anything like that. So I'll see you next year. Until then, this is Andrew Warren saying so long for next year. Rock out.